If you set this raw, fibrous mineral on fire, it won't burn. It won't even melt. Under intense heat, these fibers remain completely intact. This material possesses a unique combination of physical traits. It can withstand temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius, it's resistant to corrosive acids, and it functions as a highly effective electrical insulator. Because of its fibrous structure, it can be woven into fabric or mixed into cement to add tensile strength. It was cheap to process, abundant, and easily shaped with standard tools. During the Industrial Revolution, these properties made it a critical component for steam engines and the railroad industry. It was used as an insulator for boilers and pipes, preventing heat loss and protecting workers from high-pressure steam. It is the central irony of the material. The physical durability that made it a superior industrial insulator is the same trait that makes it a permanent biological hazard once it enters the body. World War II drove a massive spike in the shipbuilding industry, where the U.S. Navy mandated the use of asbestos in almost every vessel. Thousands of sailors and shipyard workers handled the material daily for fireproofing and insulation. After the war, asbestos use peaked in the 1950s as it transitioned from the military to the domestic market. It became a standard component in the mass-produced housing and schools of the American suburbs. It was incorporated into floor tiles, pipe insulation, roofing felts, and popcorn ceilings. It was even added to the adhesives and paints that held the buildings together. By the 1960s, asbestos was the invisible foundation of modern infrastructure, present in nearly every residential and commercial building in the country. In the following years, medical professionals identified a wave of respiratory issues among factory workers. They diagnosed cases of asbestosis, a scarring of the lung tissue, and mesothelioma, a rare cancer that affects the lining of the lungs and abdomen. Clinical research in the 1960s provided the evidence necessary to establish a link between inhaled asbestos fibers and terminal lung disease. Internal corporate records later revealed that major manufacturers were tracking the health risks of asbestos dust as early as the 1930s. Despite knowing the risks, industry leaders prioritized profits over worker safety, suppressing scientific studies and concealing information about the dangers for decades. This delay in transparency resulted in a calculated compromise of human health in exchange for industrial growth. The documented death toll eventually forced government intervention. In the 1970s, the health crisis served as a primary driver for the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. OSHA established two separate frameworks. The General Industry Standard, 29 CFR 1910.1001, covers routine facility maintenance. The Construction Standard, 29 CFR 1926.1101, applies to renovation and demolition. Under the Construction Standard, disturbing asbestos triggers mandatory air monitoring, specialized worker training, and regulated work areas. The EPA attempted to fully ban the substance in 1989, but corporate lobbying led a federal court to overturn the regulation in 1991. As a result, a known carcinogen remained legal for importation and use in specific industrial sectors for 30 years after the initial ban attempt. While U.S. asbestos mining ceased in 2002, the material remains a modern threat. Millions of older homes and public buildings still contain legacy asbestos installed in previous decades. Catastrophic events suddenly weaponize these materials. The World Trade Center collapse released high levels of environmental asbestos, exposing first responders to a concentrated hazard. In 2024, the EPA finalized a ban on the ongoing usage of chrysotile asbestos, the last remaining type still imported into the United States. From the first reports of worker fatalities in 1918 to the final ban in 2024, the timeline of asbestos use illustrates the persistent gap between industrial innovation and the implementation of protective safety standards.